guys, today's tutorial is on this sort of three-toned eye. So we're going from the white to the minty green to the dark chocolate brown. And so if you're interested in learning how to do that, then keep watching. Today I decided to speed things up a little bit, so I've already got foundation on and my eyebrows done. And if you wanted to see the foundation and eyebrows and the whole face, then just look for one of the longer videos and it will be in there. Also, my skin is super duper dry, so if it looks a little bit chalky or cakey or like my foundation's not really sinking in properly, it's probably because it isn't, so sorry about that. Okay, on to eyes. So to start off with, I'm just going to take my Jumbo NYX pencil in milk and run that on the first third to half of my eye. Just taking it a little bit underneath as well. Okay, and then I'm just going to blend that out a little bit with my finger. Not too much. Just so you don't have any super harsh lines. I'm actually going to zoom you in a little bit. So step one leaves you looking sort of like that. And then get yourself a fluffy brush. I'm going to go with a MAC 217 and a white eyeshadow. This one's from a Quo palette. There's the white, but any white's fine. I would actually prefer a matte, but I don't think I have one, or at least not near me. So you just want to pat that over the pencil. Blending slightly, just to set that. When you're working with cream products, they do tend to set, so you want to do your wet layer and then immediately follow it with your shadow to just get everything to where you want it. So that's how we're going to do the eyes. So now on to the middle portion of the eye. I'm going to take one of my Maybelline color tattoos. This one is in shade number 30 Icy Mint. Ooh, looks like that. And just on the ring finger, I'm going to apply that to the middle of my lid. And if you're thinking, hey, I can barely tell the difference between that and the white, I understand, they're not far off, but it does have a slightly more minty tone. Over top of that, I'm going to go into my BH San Francisco palette and take this minty green eyeshadow here. I'm just going to use the same 217 I had before. And the same thing, just pat it on. Dust the excess off my brush. Blend it out. And that'll be our step 2. Now for step 3, I'm going to take a MAC Quite Natural paint pot, which is just a very dark brown, and that'll go on the outside. The MAC paint pots are pricier, so feel free to substitute with the color tattoo or whatever you have, but I have this one, so I'm going to use it. Just being careful on the outside edge that you don't pull that over too far. And if you have trouble with that, you can put a piece of tape here first to block it, but then you have to blend out that edge because otherwise you end up with a very harsh tape line, which I'm not a fan of. But if you need help with it, then it works great, and that's what I would do. Over top of that, I need a brown, which apparently I didn't find. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to take also out of the San Francisco palette, this dark brown here. And I'm just going to use a different brush. This is a Sephora Professional lip brush, but just very skinny. So I'm going to load up a little bit of that brown shadow on there and then just pat it over top of. Just extending it a little bit into that crease. So you end up with something sort of like that. Don't worry, we haven't blended yet. It's supposed to look harsh and weird. And then back to our 217. I'm just going to blend that through. And then when you think you have that to where you're happy with it, go back into your palette and get the minty green. Again, I just like the ring finger. And just intensify that because the brown tends to wash it out otherwise. I would ordinarily go over the white as well, but my white eyeshadow, because it's next to a purple, has a slight purple tinge that I'm not loving, so I don't want to make that worse. Remember to wipe your ring finger off so you don't end up touching yourself and turning parts of your face green. Okay, so then we're going to move on to liner. And I have got an Annabelle smudge paint in the color Sludge. Looks like this. And amazingly, the little brush that comes with these is actually not bad. However, I am going to use an angled brush to apply it today. Okay, so with your angled brush, you're just going to press against the eye, going this way first, all through the inner corner. So you just press, and then if that's not thick enough or heavy-handed enough, you just wiggle a little bit, and then that'll spread it out a little bit more evenly. And then when you get to just past the colored part of your eye, flip the brush over like this, and that'll help you make your angled flick. And you just follow where your eyeshadow line is, and it should turn out. You can take it into your waterline as well. I quite like a flat brush for that because you can have it on the brush and then just push it towards your eye and sort of blink into it. So if you struggle with the waterline, that might be helpful. Or not. Who can know? Then we're going to curl lashes. And apply whatever mascara you like. I'm a big fan of the Clinique High Impact. Now this is the volume, extreme volume one. But the regular one's really good too. So I've got my Duo Dark Tone Lash Glue here and my Ardell Demi Wispies in black. It's an imperfect lash application, but it will have to do. Okay, just let those set. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit because it will just make doing the rest of the face easier. Okay. So now if you wanted to, you could do the under eye, but I actually prefer with my eyes to not. So I'm just going to do under eye concealer. Okay, so this is my MAC Pro Longwear in NW20. My fingers underneath the eye. Given the option, you should always do this last. Like, not last, but after your eyes are done. Because you can clean up any of your messes. I'm just going to take that around the nose and anywhere you need extra coverage because there's always too much. And then to blend that in, I'm going to take a Real Techniques foundation brush because the pointed end is helpful. Next up, we're going to do blush and contour. So I have got my BH10 blush palette thingy, and I'm going to contour with this dark brown one, and then I think I'm going to go fairly light on the cheeks, so maybe either this sort of peachy shade or else this pinker one next to it. So I'll let you know. So to start with, the contour brush, also Real Techniques. And we're just going to follow the hollows in the cheeks and blend. The sides of the nose. And also temples. Then moving on to a blush brush. This one's from BH. I'm going to start with the very light peachy color, and then if that's not strong enough, I'll add in some of the pink. So just pressing that over the apples of my cheeks, to back, and doing a few swipey blending motions. And I think I'm fine with that amount of color, so I'm going to stop there. And then I will highlight with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle and a BH fan brush. So just over the tops of the cheekbones, down the middle of the nose, under the eyebrow there. Now for lips, you could go with something very strong, but I don't like to. I like to have one focal point and that's it, if I can manage it. So I won't be quite as boring as to go with just a straight up nude lip like I'm kind of tempted to. I will do a brownie tone nude, so it's a little bit of color. So this is a Rimmel 1000 Kisses Cappuccino lip pencil that I love. I think they discontinued, so I'm very upset. Although it's possible that they just changed the name of it. I haven't really investigated. I just looked one day to see if I could find it and I didn't see it. And over top of that, I think we'll put a gloss. I'm going to go with my Naked Plumping Gloss that came with my Naked 2 palette because it's pepperminty and makes me happy. Okay, so then I'm just going to set everything into place with my Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Downside, this bottle is white, and so I keep getting grubby makeup fingerprints all over it, and it looks really gross. Which, yes, obviously I could clean, but I'm not going to remember every single time, so yeah. And then that should finish us off. So I will zoom you in again so you can take a final look, and we will be out of here. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!